Hello everyone, in this video I will be going through the professional development activity submission. And this is all intertwined, this is all the guidelines for the activity itself and kind of what this assignment is, and just walking you through what you're going to submit as a part of this experience basically. So the overview is that you are required to participate in an event related to your chosen self-study topic or project area and submit a reflection of your experience. Your reflection can be a summary of your takeaways from the event or a demonstration of something you learned or built from the event. For example, something made for a creative jam event. But basically the idea here is that, think about the discipline that you are interested in pursuing in your career, which should also be a component of the project you're building in this class. Then find an event that's happening at some point before the due date, basically. Register for it if you need to, plan to make sure you can get to it, or plan to make sure you have the time online or whatever is going on with the event. Then go to it, enjoy it, make connections, right? This is a professional development activity, so it's meant to really kind of stir up that side of your development, networking and things like that. And then after you go to the event, you just write a quick reflection of it and include the information about the event. That's not meant to be very stressful at all. That's just proof of that you went to this thing and you thought about it. And then that's what you submit here to get credit. Okay, so you are tasked to do this, right? Especially during this second half of the semester. The due date is the end of November, right? So there's quite a bit of time from when you're pricing this video, about a month. Now I understand that means that there's not going to be as many events happening. But still look around. So the purpose of this is that self-directed learning doesn't mean self-isolation. You've also been, connecting with your peers and stuff in this course, which is great. This assignment requires you to take advantage of the expertise, guidance, and inspiration of others, right? Professionals. Participate in events related to your industry, or participating in events related to your industry is also a good practice for expanding your network and building your career, right? Especially now as you're looking for, I'm sure, work placements and then eventually jobs after you graduate. Going to events like this and seeing it more as a normal thing and a part of your professional practice will help you immensely in that whole process, right? I'm sure many of you hate the idea of networking. You're not alone, right? I'm not one who really loves networking either. But going to events like this is important just to see who your contemporaries are, right? It's not even always just about seeing who's talking, but it's really about who else is there. And it really does help you build connections, and it's an opportunity to meet other people interested in similar stuff as well. The process for this: consider your chosen self-study area. I know that might seem confusing, but it's just like, is it UI UX design? Is it motion graphics, right? So if your area for your project is motion graphics, then it wouldn't make sense for you to go to a UI UX design event, right? Unless there's something about that also relates to your project and what you hope to do after you graduate. But this is really meant to be an opportunity for you to experience something that is in the realm of what you are interested in professionally. Okay, so consider your chosen self-study area or an aspect of your project that you'd like to learn more about. Research what events are happening in this field and sign up to participate. One way to do this is to search Eventbrite for specific topics and see what events are available. You are not required to pay for an event unless you choose to. Many of them are free. There's also a lot of events happening at Humber at any given time, so keep your eye out for that as well, any announcements you receive about that from other professors even. Eventbrite, if you've never been, I'll just open it up real quick. You can just search events easily. You can search in a location. So let's just say you're interested in motion graphics, and I search in Toronto. And as with a lot of things like this, you can sort of refine your search, right? So you can do a specific thing. So this month, how about, might count it as October, I'm not sure. I'll just say this month, I'll say free, right? These parameters here, and what's happening. So we've got motion. Zoos should be outlawed. Okay, that looks like it's a sort of political motion or something. This is a screening for a show or a premiere for a show. I mean, that could be related to your project if you're interested in production, video production, motion graphics, and stuff like that. It could relate. Seniors fitness classes, maybe not. Designer pop-up warehouse sale. Looks like it's a sales thing. Photo editing with Photoshop. You probably know how to do that already. 3D editing with Fusion. Maybe you don't know how to do that. Creative Age, watercoloring. You're going to find a lot of different things in here. Not all of them may seem super applicable, so maybe motion graphics wasn't a great thing to. So let me try UI UX design. So all that to say, it might take a little bit of time for you to find an associated event. Um, Full stack development, UX design workshop. You launch your UX design career 2024. That probably would be beneficial to a lot of students in this class, but it looks like it's paid. So let me do free. Um, Launch party for Canvas Cut. Lean UX, building MVPs with user-centered design. At DMZ, right, that's associated with TMU downtown. That would be great for you to go to. Build some connections there. Intro to 3D design with Tinkercad, right? Even if it's an exploratory thing, as long as you can just argue that it somehow is connected to what you're interested in with your career, right? Intro to 3D design at the Fort York Library. So, look for public events that are happening, as well as industry-related events, of course. Maybe my parameters there weren't the best, but I'm not going to spend all this video looking through those events because that's part of your assignment here is for you to find it. Another option is to participate in events put on by the RGD. You should have membership as a student, I think. If you don't, then I guess you can kind of set this aside, but I believe you should have membership as a student with your tuition. They run events. It's the Registered Graphic Designers Group, I think is what they're called. Right, they have something running from November 7th to 8th already. And there's a Design Thinkers Toronto, upcoming events, Empower Your Inbox, How to Say No in the Workplace. That's a really good one, honestly. Here, Toronto, right? Type Workshop from Drawing to Implementation at George Brown College, right? That seems like it could be cool. I know this one's coming up pretty quickly, but yeah, right? This is also a resource for you. Members, $85. This one is paid, it looks like, but it would probably be worth it too. Hey, student members is $60, so it's a discount if you're a student member, which I believe you are. You should be. So look around, right? If you do have a budget for something like this, that's great because it again is something that will really help you a lot. So it really just is about finding something, right, and participating. If you aren't able to find a live event, right, I have this here as an option. The ideal here is that you will find something that's happening in this time frame and you will go and participate. And participate might just mean being there, right? But if for whatever reason you aren't able to find an event for what you're interested in, or you don't have the means of transportation or something, then you could watch a pre-recorded video either from the RGD, which is again the Registered Graphic Designers. You should hopefully have access to these videos. Looks like it's having a hard time loading, so I might need to refresh. Oh no, here it is. Right, they have a video library here of all kinds of talks and stuff like that, and you can refine it. Okay, I'm interested in motion in film. Here we go. Right, so I click on that, and then how to create UX animations that are inclusive. Hey, that's a great thing to learn, right? Design in film, playing with light and dark, right? So these are videos you can watch. If you aren't able to find a live event. And also the latest Adobe Max has a lot of great videos and things like that related to Adobe software. Now it does say here, not the keynote presentation, because if you do the keynote presentation, that kind of shows you didn't even really scroll down on this page. So at least, go down. There's all kinds of different sessions and talks, and you can search, I believe. Oh, where can you search? View the honorees. Yeah, view all sessions here. And from here, you should be able to search. Right? So graphic design in AI talk, that would be really interesting and could be applicable to what you're doing. Finding new skills to add into your project would be great as well. Video, 3D, social media. So, there's a lot of great stuff. So yeah, I clicked on social media there. What do I want to do? Learn the basics, level up from the basics, discover industry best practices, or be inspired. How about be inspired, right? And then what does it pop up with? Streamlining social media asset creation with Adobe Express. Interesting. The power of personal branding, right? So there's great options here as well. Now I say this if you aren't able to find a live event. That isn't if you would rather not go to a live event, right? So please don't just default to one of these videos because you're missing out on the connectivity that comes from networking and being in a room with people. And finding an event in Toronto especially would be really great because those are other people in this city, right? So they can really help you a lot. So really strongly encourage you to try and find something. And if anything comes across my radar, I can also post about it or send an announcement about it as well. And the reflection submission, it's recommended to complete this assignment sooner rather than later and to submit your reflection shortly after you participate in the event so it's fresh on your mind. submit a PDF document that includes the name of your event, when it took place, how it relates to your self-directed study or project that you're working on, and a reflection of your key takeaways. Does not have to be anything super complicated. Really just proving that you went and you thought about it and you got something out of it, hopefully. Late policy evaluation, that's all pretty straightforward. So that is the professional development activity that you're going to be completing for this class. Once again, it's an asynchronous thing. It's up to you to kind of seek and find, choose your own adventure here. But you're giving class time to be doing this. Okay, so find time to do so and spend some time looking around and talk with one another. If you find an interesting event, feel free to share it with your peers. I'm sure they would find that very helpful. And this should hopefully end up as a great experience for you. So best of luck with it.